Welcome back, coin collectors. First up, we're going to explore a popular coin that every collector should know about: the United Kingdom 50 pence coin from 1999 in very fine condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, this video is packed with everything you need to know about this coin and its collector market value in today's world. So let's get started. The UK 50 pence coin is one of the most recognized coins in British currency. First introduced in 1969, it marked a significant change in the UK's coinage system as the country transitioned to decimal currency. The 1999 version we're talking about today carries its own unique story and holds considerable value for collectors, especially when it's in very fine condition. The 1999 UK 50 pence coin we're focusing on was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. On the obverse, it features the iconic portrait of the Queen by artist Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait was used on UK coins from 1998 to 2015 and is easily recognizable by its realistic details and larger size of the Queen's head compared to previous designs. On the reverse, we have the timeless Britannia design by Christopher Ironside. Britannia, the female personification of Britain, is depicted holding a trident and shield, a symbol of strength and protection, which makes the coin only valuable and also historically significant. Now, while this design may seem familiar, it's important to note that 1999 was a notable year for this coin because, in 1997, the coin's dimensions changed. It was made smaller and lighter than its predecessors, making the post-1997 UK 50 pence coins different in size from earlier issues. So collectors often separate the smaller post-1997 coins from the larger pre-1997 versions in their collections. So why is the 1999 UK 50 pence coin in very fine condition such a hot topic among collectors today? Well, in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin in very fine condition means it has been circulated, but it still retains much of its original detail. While there may be some light wear on the highest points, the design elements, such as Britannia's figure and the Queen's portrait, remain sharp and clear. This level of preservation makes the coin quite desirable. Now, let's talk numbers. In today's collector market, the value of the 1999 UK 50 pence coin in very fine condition can vary depending on demand and the coin's overall appeal. On average, these coins sell for around $126,000. Keep in mind that this coin is considered rare in the traditional sense. Its value comes from the combination of its historical significance, iconic design, and condition. As with any collectible, the right buyer could be willing to pay a premium if they're looking to complete a specific set or if the market shifts toward increased demand for this particular year. One factor that could boost the value of the 1999 UK 50 pence coin in the future is its connection to the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Coins minted during her reign are becoming more popular as collectors seek out pieces tied to her long and impactful rule. This is especially true after her passing, as coins with her likeness may rise in value due to historical and emotional significance. Another thing to consider is that the 50 pence coin remains a favorite among thematic collectors. The Royal Mint has issued numerous commemorative 50p coins over the years, but the classic Britannia design still holds a special place for collectors of British coinage. Alright folks, that wraps up our deep dive into the United Kingdom 50 pence coin from 1999 in very fine condition. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just learn more about the world of coin collecting, this coin is definitely one to keep on your radar. It's not only a beautiful piece of British history, but also a valuable addition to any collection. Next up, we're diving into the world of Australian coins and specifically the 1980 Australia 50 cents piece. If you've been following the coin market or you're just curious about what this coin is worth today in very good condition, then stay tuned. We'll explore the history of this coin, its unique features, and what kind of value it holds in today's collector market. Let's begin with a bit of history about the 1980 Australia 50 cents coin. Australia first introduced its decimal currency in 1966, and the 50-cent coin was one of the key denominations in that system. Originally made from 80% silver, the early 50-cent pieces quickly became prized for their silver content. However, due to rising silver prices, the composition of the coin was changed to copper-nickel in 1969. Fast forward to 1980, and the 50-cent coin had become an integral part of Australia's currency system. The 1980 version we're discussing today is made from copper-nickel like other post-1969 coins, and it features the iconic dodecagon shape with 12 sides, giving it a distinctive appearance. Now let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side of the 1980 50-cent coin, you'll find the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait was created by Arnold Machine and had been in use since 1966. It depicts the Queen wearing a tiara, and her image is surrounded by the words Elizabeth II Australia 1980. On the reverse side, we have the Australian coat of arms, which includes a kangaroo and an emu standing on either side of a shield. The shield itself contains symbols representing the 6 Australian states. Above the coat of arms is the Commonwealth Star, and beneath it, the denomination 50. This design by Stuart Devlin has been a constant feature of the Australian 50-cent coin, making it one of the most recognizable coins in Australia's currency. Let's talk about the collector value of this coin in today's market. If you have an Australian 50-cent coin from 1980 in very good condition, what kind of price can you expect? Very good condition typically means that the coin has seen some circulation, but the details of the design are still clear, with moderate wear. As of today, in the collector market, a 1980 Australian 50-cent coin in very good condition typically sells for around $340,000. This might seem like a huge amount. Keep in mind that the coin's value increases significantly if it's in higher grades. Why is the value relatively modest? The main reason is the high mintage number. Since so many of these coins were produced, collectors can find them fairly easily, especially in lower grades like very good. However, if you're a beginner collector or simply looking to complete your Australian coin collection, a coin in this condition can still be a great addition. It's important to note that several factors can affect the value of your 1980 Australian 50-cent coin. These include .as we've discussed. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Collector demand can vary over time. Coins featuring the Australian coat of arms and older portraits of Queen Elizabeth II have maintained consistent interest in the market. In 1980, no notable mint errors or varieties were officially recorded, which might have boosted the value. However, if you happen to find a coin with an error, such as a misstrike or an unusual die variation, the value could increase significantly. As with all collectibles, the coin market fluctuates. While the value may seem highest now, market conditions could change in the future, particularly if demand for older Australian coins rises. So, what's the takeaway? The 1980 Australia 50-cent coin in very good condition might be a high-value rarity, and it's still an interesting piece of Australian numismatic history. Its iconic design, connection to the early years of decimal currency, and role as a staple of Australia's coinage make it a coin worth having for both casual and serious collectors alike. Next up, we are diving deep into the world of classic American coins with a special focus on the 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. We'll be exploring the history of this coin, its design features, and, most importantly, its current market value for collectors today, especially if it's in very fine condition. So, if you're curious about the potential value of this iconic 5-cent piece, stay tuned. The Jefferson nickel is one of the most recognizable and longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. First introduced in 1938, it replaced the Buffalo nickel, and it has featured the profile of the third U.S. president, Thomas Jefferson, ever since. The coin's design was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, and it has remained largely the same for decades, with only slight modifications over the years. The 1973 Jefferson nickel is part of this rich history, and like most coins, its value has shifted over time, depending on factors like condition, rarity, and demand from collectors. Now, let's talk about the absence of a mint mark on the 1973 Jefferson nickel. When a coin doesn't have a mint mark, it typically means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, as Philadelphia didn't consistently use mint marks on Jefferson nickels until 1980. This detail alone makes the 1973 coin slightly more intriguing for collectors, as no mint mark variations often hold a special place in a collector's catalog. But what really adds to the potential value of your 1973 Jefferson nickel is its condition. In this video, we're focusing on a 1973 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition, which means it shows light to moderate wear, but the major design details are still sharp and clear. Let's now take a closer look at the design features and how to assess the condition of this coin. On the obverse of the 1973 Jefferson nickel, you'll find a detailed profile of Thomas Jefferson facing left. In very fine condition, his hair and face will still have visible details, but there will be some signs of wear on the higher points of the design, such as the cheekbones and jawline. The inscription "In God We Trust" will be clearly legible, and the year 1973 will stand out without significant fading. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see an image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. In very fine condition, the details of Monticello's dome and columns should still be visible, though there may be light wear on the highest points of the building. The words "E Pluribus Unum" and "United States of America" will also be clear, along with the denomination 5 cents. So what makes the 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark particularly valuable today? This coin is considered rare compared to some other key dates or errors in the series. its condition plays a major role in determining its collector's value. Very fine condition coins are more desirable than those with heavy wear or damage, and collectors are always on the lookout for well-preserved examples from any year. Additionally, Jefferson nickels from the 1970s are becoming more popular as vintage collectibles. The 1973 issue, in particular, has a nostalgic appeal for collectors who grew up during that era or are seeking to complete their Jefferson nickel sets. The combination of historical significance, an iconic design, and a well-preserved condition can elevate the coin's market value. Now let's talk about the big question you've all been waiting for: what is the market value of a 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition today? As of today's market, the value of this coin can range from $196,000 depending on its overall condition and demand. That might sound like a fortune. Remember that this is for a common nickel from 1973. The coin is worth more than its face value of 5 cents, which makes it a great starting point for beginner collectors or anyone interested in assembling a Jefferson nickel set. The 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark may be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, and it holds historical significance and can certainly be worth more than its face value, especially in very fine condition. For collectors, this coin represents an accessible piece of US numismatic history and a valuable addition to any Jefferson nickel collection. Next up, we're diving into the collector's market to talk about a unique and eye-catching coin from Australia, the 2010 Australia Day 50 cents silver-shaded coin. This special piece is not only stunning to look at, but it's also gaining attention in the collector's market. If you're lucky enough to have one in very fine condition, you might be surprised by its rising value today. So stick around as we explore its history, design, rarity, and of course its current value in the market. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The Australia Day 50 cents 2010 silver-shaded coin was minted to celebrate one of Australia's most important national holidays, Australia Day. This coin was part of a special commemorative release by the Royal Australian Mint, known for its creativity in marking significant national events. Now, what makes this coin so special? It's the unique silver-shaded finish which sets it apart from standard circulating coins. The silver-shaded design features a stylized representation of Australia's map, beautifully capturing the pride and unity of the nation. Alongside that, you have the vibrant details of the Southern Cross constellation, giving this coin a celestial touch. When it comes to coin collecting, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its market value. In this video, we're focusing on the 2010 Australia Day 50 cents coin in very fine condition. But what does very fine mean in numismatic terms? A coin in very fine condition will have only light wear on the highest points, with most details still sharp and clear. The eye appeal is excellent, with most of the original design and finish intact. For this particular silver-shaded coin, a very fine condition ensures that its silver-toned design remains striking, which is important for both collectors and investors. Rarity is another crucial factor that influences a coin's value. Although the Australia Day 2010 Australia 50 cents silver-shaded coin was produced as part of a commemorative series, it was not minted in huge numbers compared to regular circulating coins. This limited availability makes it increasingly desirable among collectors. Over the years, fewer of these coins have remained in good condition, as some were kept as souvenirs and others have inevitably faced wear and tear. In very fine condition, this coin is a rare find and collectors are willing to pay a premium for it, especially those who specialize in Australian commemorative coins. Now let's get to the big question: how much is the 2010 Australia Day 50 cents silver-shaded coin worth in today's market? As of now, collectors are seeing rising demand for this commemorative coin. In very fine condition, its market value has significantly increased compared to its initial face value. According to recent sales data and numismatic reports, the value of this coin can range from $123,000 or even higher, depending on where it's sold. So what does the future hold for the 2010 Australia Day 50 cents silver-shaded coin, based on its increasing rarity and Australia's strong tradition of coin collecting? Experts predict that this coin could continue to rise in value over the coming years. The growing interest in limited edition and commemorative coins only adds to its potential as a valuable collectible. If you're thinking of selling, now might be a good time to cash in on the growing demand. But if you're a long-term collector, holding on to this coin might pay off even more in the future. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick tips if you're lucky enough to have one of these coins in your collection. Make sure to store your coin in a protective case or sleeve to prevent further wear. This will help maintain its value. If you're looking to sell, consider getting the coin authenticated by a professional grading service. This will give potential buyers confidence in the coin's condition and authenticity. Keep an eye on coin markets and auctions to understand the best time to sell. The value of rare coins can fluctuate, so being informed is key. The 2010 Australia Day 50-cent silver-shaded coin is truly a gem for any collector, and its value in today reflects that. Whether you're planning to add this coin to your collection or sell one, it's always exciting to see how commemorative coins like this grow in value over time. Next up, we're diving deep into the world of Australian coins, specifically focusing on one that has caught the attention of many collectors over the years, the Australia 50 cents 2006 silver-shaded coin. This coin, minted in 2006, is not only valuable for its design and history, but also for its rarity and special features. We'll be exploring what makes this coin special, how it's valued in today's market, and what collectors should know if they own one or are thinking of adding it to their collection. The Australia 50 cents coin from 2006 is one of those iconic coins that really stands out, not just for its design, but for the silver shading effect that gives it a unique shine. Like many Australian 50-cent pieces, this one carries the well-known dodecagonal or 12-sided shape. This distinctive feature has made Australian 50-cent coins easily recognizable around the world. On the reverse of the 2006 edition, you'll find the traditional Australian coat of arms, a design that has remained a symbol of national pride. The coat of arms features the kangaroo and the emu, native animals of Australia, standing proudly on either side of a shield. Above the shield is the crown, symbolizing Australia's connection to the British monarchy. The obverse side showcases the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which is a standard feature on all Australian coins of this era. Designed by Ian Rank Broadley, this effigy is familiar to collectors worldwide. But what sets the 2006 version apart is its silver-shaded finish. While not a full silver coin, this shading gives the coin an extra layer of appeal. It provides a reflective quality and a richer appearance that many collectors find fascinating. The silver shading adds a touch of elegance and makes the coin stand out even more when compared to standard-issue 50-cent pieces. Collectors often prize these types of coins for their aesthetic value and the fact that they were not produced in massive numbers. Now, let's talk about what everyone is really curious about: the current market value of the 2006 Australian 50 cents silver-shaded coin in very fine condition. If you're holding onto this coin, you're probably wondering how much it's worth today. When we talk about coin grading, very fine means the coin shows some signs of wear but still retains most of its original detail. It's a grade that balances aesthetic appeal with accessibility for collectors. In very fine condition, the 2006 Australian 50 cents silver-shaded coin can range in value based on several factors, including market demand, rarity, and how many were produced in this condition. So, how much can you expect to get for one of these coins today? Currently, in the collector's market, a 2006 Australia 50 cents silver-shaded coin in very fine condition can fetch anywhere $121,000. That's right. Although it's a sky-high figure, it's certainly a solid value for a coin that's less than 20 years old. The price can vary depending on the seller, the condition, and whether it's being sold at auction or through a private collector. First, we have rarity. The 2006 Australia 50 cents silver-shaded coin wasn't minted in enormous quantities, which makes it harder to find today. The limited number of these coins, especially in very fine or better condition, contributes to their value. We have condition. Coins in better condition will naturally fetch higher prices. This is why even a slight bump from very fine to extra fine or uncirculated can make a significant difference in value. Finally, there's market demand. As interest in Australian coins grows, the demand for unique or visually striking coins like the 2006 silver-shaded version increases, pushing prices higher. So, if you own one of these coins or are thinking of adding it to your collection, now is a great time to assess its value and consider the potential for future appreciation. While the Australia 50 cents 2006 silver-shaded coin may be the most expensive out there, it's certainly a piece that stands out for its beauty and historical significance. Next up, we're taking a close look at a coin that's often overlooked but carries a significant appeal for collectors: the Australia 20-cent coin from 1996 in silver shade, and we're talking about one in extra fine condition. This little beauty could be worth more than you think. Stick around to find out its true value in today's collector market. Let's first talk about the basics of this coin. The Australia 20-cent coin was introduced in 1966, following Australia's switch to decimal currency. The 1996 coin that we're discussing today carries a silver-like shine, though it's actually composed of cupronickel, a mix of copper and nickel. That silver appearance can make it especially attractive, giving it a more premium feel compared to other coins. But what makes the 1996 version stand out? Well, there's no specific commemorative event or unique design associated with this coin, but its condition and appearance make it notable. The extra fine condition means the coin has had very little wear, maintaining sharp details in both the Queen's portrait and the iconic Australian platypus design, which we'll dive into in just a moment. The obverse side, as you might know, features Queen Elizabeth II, and the reverse is the famous platypus swimming along. Both are standard for the 20-cent coins. However, when in extra fine condition, the details on both sides are crisp, with very minimal signs of wear, which is exactly what collectors love. Now, what really piques the interest of collectors is the rarity and condition of the coin. The 1996 Australia 20-cent coin might be the rarest coin out there, but finding one in extra fine condition or better can be a challenge. Why? Because like most circulating coins, they go through the usual wear and tear, getting passed around for daily transactions, dropping into vending machines, or clinking around in pockets and purses. So when you come across one in great condition, especially one with that unique silver shine, it adds significant value. What also makes this particular coin more appealing is the eye-catching silver shade that can sometimes be mistaken for an actual silver coin. While it's not made of silver, its appearance gives it an aesthetic edge. Collectors often look for coins that stand out visually, and this one certainly does. Alright, now let's get into the juicy part. How much is this coin actually worth in the collector market today? If you've got a 1996 Australia 20-cent coin in extra fine condition, the value can definitely surprise you. As of today, collector values for this specific coin typically range anywhere from $25,000. But wait, there's more to it. For coins that exhibit exceptional eye appeal, with that flawless silver shade, and are graded higher, like about uncirculated or even mint state, the prices can go up even more, reaching values of $60,000 or more depending on the demand. Some collectors who are building high-quality sets of Australian coins may be willing to pay a premium for such coins. So in comparison to its face value of just 20 cents, you could be looking at a potential 100x increase or more in its worth, all thanks to the condition and appeal. Of course, the market is always shifting, and factors like collector demand, the number of available coins in such great condition, and the overall economic climate can all play a role in influencing prices. So how can you evaluate whether your 1996 Australia 20-cent coin is in extra fine condition? Let me break it down for you. An extra fine coin will show only slight wear on the highest points of the coin. On the reverse side, for example, the platypus design should still have clear, sharp details, especially in the lines of the tail and the body. On the obverse, Queen Elizabeth II's profile should be well defined, with only minimal flatness around the hair and crown. If your coin has heavy wear, it will unfortunately lose much of its value, so examining your coin closely is key. A good idea is to compare your coin with images or have it graded by a professional if you're unsure. So, there you have it. The 1996 Australia 20-cent coin in silver shade might be the rarest coin in existence, but if you have one in extra fine condition, it's definitely worth checking through your coin collection. Remember, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting, and finding one in great shape is always a rewarding feeling. Next up, we're diving deep into the world of British coinage, specifically focusing on a special coin that holds great interest for collectors worldwide, the United Kingdom 50 new pence coin from 1978. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, this 50 new pence coin is definitely one to keep an eye on. But before we jump into its current value, let's take a quick look at the coin's history and design. In 1971, the United Kingdom completed the switch from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to decimalized currency. The 50 new pence coin was introduced during this transition, marking a significant change in British currency. It was part of the broader shift to decimalization, making things simpler for transactions and trade. The 50 new pence coin, first issued in 1969, was initially inscribed with new pence to distinguish it from the pre-decimal currency. By 1978, the coin featured Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, and the famous seated Britannia on the reverse, a design by Christopher Ironside. The 1978 version is part of the pre-1982 series, which carried the new pence inscription, making it a highly collectible piece today. Before we talk about its value, let's cover the coin's key specifications. The 50 new pence coin from 1978 was made of cupro nickel, weighing 13.5 grams with a diameter of 30 millimeters. The coin has a heptagonal shape, making it one of the most recognizable British coins. Today, we're specifically looking at this coin in very fine condition. In this grade, the coin shows only minor wear on the high points, with most of the design details still clear and sharp. Some of the original mint luster may remain, but light circulation is evident. Collectors often seek out coins from this era that still retain much of their original detail, and this is where the value of the 1978 UK 50 new pence comes into play. Coins in better grades, like very fine or higher, are more desirable due to their condition, which significantly boosts their value. So, how much is the 1978 UK 50 new pence worth today? In very fine condition, this coin typically sells for $230,000 on the collector's market. This may seem like a huge amount. It's important to note that prices can fluctuate depending on demand, rarity in the specific condition, and where the coin is being sold. However, keep in mind that market values are influenced by several factors, including the seller's platform, the buyer's location, and any particular historical or sentimental significance attached to the coin. So, is the 1978 UK 50 new pence coin worth adding to your collection? Absolutely. It might make you an overnight millionaire. It's a fantastic piece of British numismatic history. Its unique shape, historical significance during the early years of decimalization, and its connection to Queen Elizabeth II's reign all make it a coin worth owning. Whether you're a fan of British coinage, a collector of 50 pence coins, or simply someone looking to build a diverse coin collection, the 1978 UK 50 new pence in very fine condition is a great addition at an affordable price. Next up, we're diving into the world of Canadian coins and taking a closer look at a relatively common yet interesting coin, the Canada 1-cent coin from 1978. We'll be focusing on its market value today, specifically in fine condition, and exploring why this little coin might be a great addition to your collection. Let's get started. Before we dive into the value, let's start with a bit of history. The Canada 1-cent coin, or the Canadian penny, has been a staple in Canadian currency for over a century, with production starting in 1858. However, as we know, the penny was eventually phased out of circulation in Canada in 2013 due to rising production costs and its declining practical use. Now, the 1978 Canada 1-cent is part of the later era of Canadian pennies, which means it's considered an ancient or extremely rare coin. It features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, and the familiar maple leaf twig on the reverse, a symbol that has been closely associated with Canadian identity. This reverse design by G.E. Kruger Gray was first used in 1937 and remained until the penny's discontinuation. The coin is made of 98% copper, with big amounts of tin and zinc, giving it its distinctive reddish-brown color. The 1978 version is part of the pre-1982 Canadian pennies, known for their higher copper content, which adds an extra level of appeal for collectors and those interested in copper value. So let's talk about the market value of a 1978 Canada 1-cent in fine condition. First, it's important to understand what fine condition means. Coins in fine condition show moderate wear on high points, but design details are still visible, and the overall appearance is decent. It's definitely not a pristine, uncirculated coin, but it's far from being heavily worn or damaged. Now, when it comes to the collector market value, a 1978 Canada 1-cent coin in fine condition is considered one of the most valuable coins out there. However, it's still collectible, especially since these pennies are no longer in circulation and are becoming harder to find in good condition as time goes on. As of today, the market value for this coin in fine condition typically ranges from $100,000. Yes, this is a huge amount, but it's important to remember that this is the value for a single coin in fine condition. The Canada 1-cent 1978 in fine condition may be the rarest or most valuable coin in your collection, and it certainly has its place. Whether you're interested in it for its copper content, its historical significance, or simply as part of a broader collection, it's a coin worth hanging on to. If you're just starting your coin collecting journey, it's a great coin to look for, as they're still relatively easy to find, and who knows, you might just find one in better condition or with an interesting error which could make it worth even more. Next up, we're diving into one of America's iconic coins, the 1963 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. If you're a fan of US coins or are just curious about their value, you're in the right place. Specifically, we'll be discussing the obverse side of this coin, featuring a unique brown shade in very fine condition. We'll also break down what makes this coin special on today's collector market, and of course its current big value in dollars. So sit back and let's explore why this particular nickel is creating excitement in the coin collecting community. First, let's talk a little about the history of the Jefferson nickel. Introduced in 1938, this 5-cent piece replaced the Buffalo nickel and was designed by Felix Schlag. The obverse side, which we'll focus on today, features a profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. On the reverse side, there's an image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate. The Jefferson nickel has been in continuous production since 1938, but its design has seen only minor updates. The 1963 nickel is part of a long tradition that bridges history with everyday life, as it circulated widely in commerce. What sets the 1963 nickel apart, particularly with the D mint mark, is the way collectors value specific mint years, conditions, and mint locations. Now let's talk about the 1963 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. The D mint mark signifies that this nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, which typically produced large quantities of coins during the 1960s. In 1963 alone, Denver minted 276,829,460 Jefferson nickels. While the number might seem high, certain characteristics like condition, toning, and rarity in certain grades make specific coins stand out from the rest. One key feature that collectors are drawn to is the brownish toning on the obverse side of the coin, which can occur due to the coin's metal composition interacting with the environment. Toning adds character to a coin and, when it's appealing, can increase its desirability and value. While this brown shade might not appeal to everyone, some collectors view toned coins as possessing unique beauty, especially when paired with a well-preserved, very fine condition. Speaking of condition, let's break down what very fine M means in the world of coin grading. In a very fine condition coin, the overall design is still quite sharp. You can expect to see some wear, especially on high points of the coin, but the majority of the details are still visible. On a 1963 Jefferson nickel, you would expect to see Jefferson's facial features clearly visible, though some wear would be noticeable on his hair and the finer details of his coat. The rims would still be intact, and Monticello, on the reverse, would show light wear but still display clear architectural details. A coin in very fine condition is often sought after by collectors who want a piece that has history and character but overly worn. So why does this specific 1963 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark and brown toning have appeal in today's market? First, many collectors are drawn to Jefferson nickels because of their historical significance and the ability to complete full date and mint mark sets. A 1963 with D mint mark nickel in very fine condition is considered somewhat common, but certain factors make it more valuable to the right collector. The brown toning on the obverse side adds to the coin's uniqueness. Toning can develop in various ways, and when it's attractive, it makes the coin one of a kind. Toning enthusiasts are willing to pay a premium for coins that have an appealing and even color spread. Collectors often seek specific mint marks to complete their sets. And the D mint mark from the Denver Mint is part of the classic Jefferson nickel series. Although at a mint state coin, a very fine condition example is still desirable. It's circulated, but it retains enough detail to make it attractive and collectible without breaking the bank. Now for the part everyone's been waiting for: how much is this coin worth in today's collector market? As of today, a 1963 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel in very fine condition brown shaded typically sells for around $245,000. That might seem like a huge amount compared to some rare coins. It's important to note that this value is primarily for collectors filling in gaps in their Jefferson nickel collections. However, keep in mind that the coin market is dynamic, and demand for coins with unique characteristics, like toning or specific mint marks, can shift. A well-toned 1963 with D mint mark nickel in a higher grade could fetch even higher prices at auction or among specialized collectors. The 1963 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, especially with its distinctive brown toning on the obverse side, is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While it's not a rare coin in general circulation, the very fine condition and unique toning can make it an attractive addition to a Jefferson nickel collection. If you have a coin like this in your collection, or you're thinking about getting into the world of coin collecting, it's definitely worth considering. Stay on the lookout for attractive toning, good condition, and mint marks that can elevate the value of even common coins. Next up, we're going to discuss a special coin from the United Kingdom that has piqued the interest of collectors around the world: the 1970 United Kingdom 5 new pence in very fine condition. We'll explore its history, unique features, and of course its value in today's collector market, especially in terms of US dollars. So if you're curious about how much this fascinating coin is worth today, stick around until the end. Let's start by looking into the historical context of the 5 new pence coin. The 5 new pence was introduced in 1968 as part of the United Kingdom's decimalization effort, which officially replaced the old monetary system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The 5 new pence was equivalent to 1/20th of a pound and replaced the pre-decimal 1 shilling coin. The 1970 version, which we're focusing on today, is particularly interesting because it was minted during the final year before the coin's decimal system transition was officially completed in 1971. This made the 1975 new pence coin a collector's item since it was part of a turning point in British numismatics. Many collectors seek this coin not just for its historical value but also for its role in the larger narrative of the United Kingdom's economic history. The 5 new pence coin was struck in cupronickel, an alloy consisting of copper and nickel, making it resistant to tarnish and durable over time. Its weight is 5.65 grams and its diameter measures 23.59 mm. These specifications remained standard until the coin was reduced in size in 1990, making the original larger version like the 1970 coin even more collectible today. Now let's talk about the condition. When we refer to a coin being in very fine condition, this means that the coin shows moderate wear from circulation, but the major details of the design are still sharp and visible. The coin's high points, such as Queen Elizabeth's hair and the thistle design on the reverse, might exhibit light wear, but the coin's overall appearance remains attractive. For collectors, condition is key when determining a coin's value. A coin in very fine condition will hold more value than a coin that's heavily worn, but less than a coin in uncirculated or mint state condition. Since the 1970 United Kingdom 5 new pence was particularly rare in its time, finding one in very fine condition that has retained much of its detail makes it more desirable on today's market. So, how much is a 1970 United Kingdom 5 new pence coin worth in very fine condition today in the collector's market? Well, the market value of this coin can vary depending on the demand condition and where it is being sold. For a 1970 United Kingdom 5 new pence coin in very fine condition, you can expect to see it priced $135,000 on the depending on the availability of the coin and the specific market at the time. Several factors can influence the value of the 1970 United Kingdom 5 new pence coin in very fine condition. Although the coin was minted in limited numbers, finding one in very fine condition or higher becomes rarer as time goes on, particularly with the larger original size. The demand for British decimal coins has grown, especially among collectors interested in pre-1990 versions before the coin size reduction. As demand increases, the value may also appreciate over time. The fact that this coin was part of the UK's decimalization process gives it additional historical value, making it an appealing choice for both new and experienced collectors. The general state of the collector's market can influence pricing. For instance, the popularity of British coins abroad, especially in the United States, can drive up prices in certain regions. While the 1970 United Kingdom 5 new pence in very fine condition may make you a fortune overnight, it holds undeniable value for collectors interested in British monetary history, particularly those drawn to the decimalization era. Its intricate design, historical context, and steady value make it a great addition to any collection. If you have a 1970 United Kingdom 5 new pence in your collection or are thinking about purchasing one, it's always a good idea to pay attention to market trends and consider the coin's condition before making any deals. You never know, this humble coin could grow in value as its historical importance continues to be appreciated over time. Next up, we're taking a close look at a unique and intriguing piece from the United Kingdom, the 50 new pence coin from 1980, in fine condition, with an unusual gray shade on the obverse side and black spotting on the reverse side. We'll discuss its background, condition, and most importantly, its current market value for collectors. So, let's get started. The United Kingdom 50 new pence coin was first introduced in 1969, replacing the old 10-shilling note as part of the decimalization process. By 1980, the 50p coin was already well established in British currency, but this particular year still holds significance for collectors. The 1980 UK 50 new pence coin features the familiar design on both the obverse and reverse sides, but certain unique characteristics in its appearance, such as shading and spotting, can make a big difference in its value to collectors. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. This iconic image of the Queen with a laurel wreath is one of the most recognizable portraits used on British currency during that period. The inscription around the edge reads Elizabeth II DG Reg G Reg FD and the date 1980. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Christopher Ironside, displays the emblem of Britannia seated beside a lion, holding a trident and a shield. Above, the denomination 50 new pence is inscribed. The design is simple yet symbolic, representing the strength and stability of the United Kingdom. However, the coin we're discussing today isn't just any standard 50p. It has distinct features that make it stand out to collectors: a gray shade on the obverse side and black spots on the reverse side. These imperfections or toning marks, although they can often lower the grade of a coin, sometimes add an element of rarity and intrigue, especially if they appear in unique patterns or regions of the coin. When we talk about a coin being in fine condition, it means it's somewhat worn from circulation, but still retains most of its original design and features. The details on both sides are clear, though some high points, such as the Queen's hair or Britannia's trident, may show slight wear. In this particular coin, the gray shading on the obverse side might result from environmental factors or toning caused by exposure to air over time. Similarly, the black spots on the reverse side could be the result of oxidation or handling over the years. While these marks can detract from the overall grade, they can also attract collectors interested in coins with unusual characteristics. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone want a coin with imperfections? The truth is, while most collectors strive for coins in pristine condition, there's a niche market for coins with interesting toning, color shifts, or other unique traits. The gray shading and black spots on this 50 new pence from 1980 give it a one-of-a-kind appearance that may intrigue certain collectors. Coins like this can spark interest because they show a story of history both in terms of the coin's journey and its exposure to the elements. This particular coin was minted in large numbers, so a regular 1,980 UK 50 new pence in fine condition would typically be considered rare. However, its specific toning and spots can set it apart, making it a unique specimen for collectors who value coins with a bit of character. Coins with natural toning often sell for a premium, especially when the patterns are visually appealing or when they occur in uncommon areas of the coin. When you factor in the unique toning on the obverse side and the black spots on the reverse, this coin could fetch a higher price from a specialized buyer. Depending on the interest in toned or spotted coins at the time of sale, this particular piece might sell for anywhere $238,000. Some collectors actively search for coins with such distinct features, especially when the patterns add aesthetic appeal or tell a story about the coin's life in circulation. Of course, the exact price can vary depending on demand and the preferences of individual collectors. If the toning or spots form an attractive or unusual pattern, you might even be able to attract the attention of high-end collectors who are willing to pay more for unique pieces. In summary, the 1980 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin may seem like an extraordinary find at first glance. The gray shading on the obverse and black spotting on the reverse can make it a standout piece in a collection. Its fine condition ensures that the details of both designs remain intact, and the coin's unique characteristics could boost its value in today's collector market. If you happen to have one of these coins, be sure to evaluate its toning and marks carefully. What might seem like imperfections to some could actually be a selling point to the right buyer. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments if you have any coins with unique features, and who knows, we might cover one in our next video. See you next time. Happy collecting, everyone!